Goddess is pleased to see you.
Greetings, Tenno, and welcome back to Warframe TOG Act 6. We
You
are
have
in
new
the
quests in your codex.
post-New War section. While I was away, I actually did 3 quests. I did Whispers in the Wall, I did the Lotus Eaters, and I did the Old Peace, both of which were streamed and should be available on the streaming, but I was doing it from my laptop, so I'm not sure it came out all that well. I'm now back at home and working on my normal setup. We are going to go right in and start doing some Blood of Perita quests, and then once those 3 quests are done, I will take a little bit of time and review everything we've been doing. So let's make sure I'm using the right stuff here. Amprex should be fine for this one. Yeah, we should be good. So sabotage, here we go. I've been using Nova primarily. I did finish leveling up the Amprex, and modded it for use with Nova, so it works pretty well actually with Nova.
Intruders are forcing open this location's void portal. You are here to stop them. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Where are we going? We're going this way.
The enemy are using a void key and a portable torsion beam device to force open the portal. Destroy the key and the device. The portal only allows travel in one direction. Start up the portal generators to reverse the polarity.
Oh, somebody's already doing it.
There's the torsion beam device, but they've taken the void key. Find it.
Coming through that portal? Big mistake, Tenno.
Big mistake, big mistake.
What have you done to her?
Quick, pick up the key. You got the key. Now get back to the portal. Tenno, you do not want to be on this side of the portal when that key melts down.
Where's the exit? Oh, I did go up the right way. For some reason I was having trouble.
Objective complete. The Void Key and Torsion Beam device are out of commission. The enemy will not be returning anytime soon. All your objectives are complete. Proceed to extraction now. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
And as you can see, all these missions are nice and quick. The main reason I'm doing these right now and we're kind of rushing them is because I want to get the standing from them before it resets. No, it actually may have already reset, I just realized.
You have new quests in your codex.
Oh, no, I got 5 more minutes to get more standing. Alright. So the next one is a 5-minute survival. I'm going to do this sabotage first, because I might make it in under 5 minutes, depending upon how fast the squad is. And thus be able to start that survival and still get the standing on the first thing. Okay. Oh, we're already there.
The portal only allows travel in one direction. Start up the portal generators to reverse the polarity. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. The enemy are using a void key and a portable torsion beam device to force open the portal, destroy the key and the device.
I'll probably switch back to my Archoplasmor if I don't make it in time. But it looks like we're going to make it in time here.
There's the torsion beam device, but they've taken the void key. Find it.
Oh, they're going way ahead of me. By the time I get there, I'll probably have to turn back.
You should have brought more, Tenno. You don't have enough.
Oh, yeah.
Bugs! More shiny bugs!
I'm going back.
Quick, pick up the key. You got the key. Now get back to the portal.
Whoop, this way.
The device is set on overdrive. Get through the portal before it melts down.
Oh, I missed the jump.
Objective complete. The void key and torsion beam device are out of commission. The enemy will not be returning anytime soon. All your objectives are complete. Proceed to extraction now.
And we're done.
Another job well
with minutes to spare. Which brings us to the third one. Okay.
A new quest is available in your codex.
Okay. We're going to go over here. I'm going to switch back to the Archoplasmor, swap to the Archoplasmor, and we're going to go do this last one. Alright. This is just a survival. It's pretty simple.
Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Apparently I'm killing some people with viral damage. Don't ask me how.
Life support incoming.
Nothing that way. What about this way? Nothing that way. This is a dead end room. So we go back over here.
I delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
All I'm doing really is just spamming my melee with my Null Star up. Oh. Focus Orb, gotta grab that.
Prepare for life support.
I feel like this is where I came in, actually. I might be going the wrong way. Yes, this is where I came in. So let's go the other direction. Where that ribbon is.
Additional life support has arrived.
Oh, that's where we came in. I suspect somebody waypointed the exit.
When you need it, extraction is ready.
Almost certainly that's what they did, is they waypointed the exit. There we go.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno. You have new quests in your codex.
Alright, I'm just going to take a moment here to go over this screen before I finish. Notice we got all 5 of the focus schools. That's because I put a Yunara lens on the grimoire to make sure. That was just before I left. So we've been getting quite a lot of focus. Look at this. We're over 1 million focus on Mazarin. We've got over 157,000 with Yunara. We can now unlock Yunara. We've increased our Cephalon Suda, our Versus Hexus. I have 535 Marks of Valiance sitting around. Actually, it's 555 now. I have 23 Argon Crystals from this. I did 20 of these missions while I was away. And now we have our daily tribute. We got a neural sensors for that. And our standing is reset. So this is wonderful. Okay, so let me review what happened while I was away. Before, in addition to doing 2 streams where I did Whispers in the Walls and the Lotus Eaters and the, which is a very short quest, and the Old Peace, in order to unlock the Perita Rebellion quests, missions that we've been doing. In addition to all of that, I did 3 arbitrations. I did 12 Narmer bounties on Venus. I did a sortie. I did some free roam of Venus in order to farm toroids that I needed to rank up Vox Solaris. As you can see, if you look at my profile, and we look at the syndicates now, okay, Cephalon Suda is now over 86,000. We did a couple of those, and actually we haven't bought anything with it because I haven't. I think actually I might have bought some stuff with it because just mods in order. In addition to that, I got some Cephalon Samara standing by doing some scans. I didn't actually do any Ostron or Quill's quest, but I did rank up Solaris United to the next rank, and I'm halfway to the rank beyond that. I'm nearly to. I'm ranked up to the 2nd rank in Vox Solaris, and I'm nearly to the top of that. And I have not ranked up anything else. Okay. But I have the ability to do so. Okay. I also, let's see, we have a few honoraria just because we managed to complete some quests. Okay. That's the only things that we have right now are these honoraria. These are from quests. We can get honoria, sorry, from Roth, who I introduced to you during the stream after the Old Peace. When I did all of the Old Peace story modes, and we're going to go back to him right now and spend those marks that we've been getting for arcanes. This is why we're doing this. This is the main reason why we're doing this, is so that we can get arcanes. Okay. So the way we find Roth is we go to Deimos. Now, as part of Whispers in the Walls, we now have a whole bunch of new nodes on Deimos that we have not done. These are all tied to the Sanctum Anatomica, which is the new hub that opened up by Whispers in the Walls. We're going to go there right now. We haven't really done any of the questing, the bounties in this section yet, but we will after the Blood of Perita event is done. Okay.
For analysis.
This is that hub. We're really not doing much in here yet. We're going to wait. And I'm pretty much ignoring everything. We're going to go to what's known as La Cathedral. La Cathedral is, we just went upstairs the quick way. Is through this portal, which takes us to XX99. Now, this is a cathedral. We have very limited access right now to it, and we'll probably continue to have limited access for a while. Okay. There are 3 people here that we can interact with. There's Marie, who gives us Tectilus artifacts, which is a basically a ultimate power for your operator. They are wonderful things. We need to do some more of the old piece missions in order to get the 3 different types of stuff. 1 from each mission. Each of the missions drops a different thing. And you get about 17 for each one. So in order to get even one of these, we got 75 by finishing the old piece. Just to get one of these, okay, is going to take us about another, I'd say, 40. Yes, it would take us 4 more missions to get one of these.
I do not understand why.
Yes. And to get the other ones, we're going to have to do 9 missions each, roughly. 9 of each of the 3 missions, I should say. We're going to do 4 cycles of all 3 missions in order to get 1. And then we're going to have to do 9 for each of the remaining ones. Okay? Because that's it. And each one of these corresponds to a focus school. If we look at it, okay, you will see that this is the Grimoire of Zenuric. Okay. Each of these provides a Tauron strike. It takes charging to bring up the Tauron strikes.
It does not seem so. I see.
Yeah. So we'll go into more detail on that when we, again, after the Blood of Perita thing is done. She also does offer for sale for other materials that you can get from the old piece missions. Some of the materials, so you can get some of them a little bit faster by spending other materials for it, and this rotates every day what she has available. Mafika is also available from here, okay, and that is useful for Roth, which we'll come into in a minute. She also sells arcanes for the Tectilus weapons we just looked at. Okay, there are 3 of them here right now, and again, these rotate. And mods. Each of those things can be modded, okay? And they do have effects beyond the weapon itself, Okay, so like for example, if you have this on a Tectilus artifact, then when you're using your amp, you get a faster fire rate and better ammo efficiency. It uses less energy. Okay. Um, Again, we'll cover all of that
Oh?
in much more detail when we get back to doing real stuff instead of the Blood of the Perita stuff.
Farewell.
Right now, we can't talk to Leon. Leon won't talk to us. He's kind of shy, you know what I mean. And we don't have any easy way of doing that until we've done the Hex quest. For reasons I'll go into when we get to that point. But again, we're not talking about until after Blood of Perita ends. Blood of Perita ends, by the way, January 6th. So, this is Roth,
What have you been doing down here?
aka the Devil of Tau. He was on the other side in the old war. And not a very good guy. Somehow he survived, has gone back in time, and become part of this trio. Albrecht brought him back in time. Don't ask me why. And set Marie and Leon to watch him. If you look at their dialogue at some later point, we might figure that out. This is roughly 1899, but it's hard to say where we're at. He has a number of things. He has surplus available. Surplus, you can get several random arcanes. You can get the Uriel Warframe. Very, very useful Warframe. We don't have any Mafika yet. You can get some weapons. You can get some arcanes, all right, and you can get some scenes from him. And all of this stuff pretty much requires Mafika. Mafika can either be bought from Marie at limited rates or acquired by doing a certain game mode, which we aren't doing right now.
I do appreciate having my limbs attached to my body.
Okay. So, the Ensign bundle, by the way, will be useful at a later point, but we'll come back to that. That starts off a kind of a mini quest of doing missions for Roth to gain his respect. Okay. The second thing that he sells, and this is available all the time, browsing on Honoria.
We once more found a need in the Orokin Empire to distinguish between foot soldiers and those who could follow instructions to any manner of consistency. I wonder, which are you? Let us find out.
So Honoria is basically a way you can spend resources that you might have gathered, okay, including money, by the way. Notice we have 2,807,000. That's from running the 20-some Blood of Perita missions that I did from before. You can make a lot of money doing that. We could get some of these if we really wanted to. But the one I'm going to get, and I'm not going to get it yet because we only have 16 argon crystals right now, but we will get it later tonight because we'll have more, is the Forever Honoria. Because it's easy to get, because argon crystals are very easy to get right now. Doing all of those things, I am not spending on any of the rest of this stuff right now. Okay. This one would be nice, but honestly, none of these things really say, I must have you now. They're collectibles. You can, when you select one of these, you can make it look, whenever somebody looks at you, you'll see their title. And there's quite a few of them. This one's particularly amusing.
from a dusty relic.
All those Harrow chassis blueprints that we had, we could use to get this one at some point. Okay, so that's his Honoria. This is just description background. We did that last time. Marks of Valiance is why we are doing the Blood of Perita. Marks of Valiance is only available during this period of time, and it continues until January 6th. Okay, supposedly. Saying 5 days from now. So that's suggesting... Oh, that's Sunday. It's Sunday. It will reset on Sunday. I don't know if anything changes in here. We can get some interesting thing. We can get Dance Swarma, one of those. We can get weapon blueprints. We can get decorative stuff. We can get skins. We can get an Honoria. But the real reason we're here is for the Arcanes. Okay. As a secondary thing, I might be getting some of these lenses. You can get a maximum of 2 of each of these, and we will, probably, by the end of this. These Arcanes cost anywhere from 2 to 6. Now, I started at the beginning here and bought all 16 of these the first time we did this, on the night we did it. I'm going to buy the rest. You can buy up to 21. Coincidentally, 21 is exactly what you need to rank up an Arcane to maximum. Now, there's a few of these I want to make sure we get just in case. So if we look through here, Arcane Nullifier is really a really important one to have. It negates... It gives you a good chance of resisting magnetic status. I'm going to purchase that one outright. Let's see. Arcane Warmth, Tempo. Arcane Tempo is another one I really like to have sometimes. So I'll purchase that.
Sometimes I wonder if I had such medallions from the past, if I would not have so easily forgotten so much of it when Entrati rammed the serum into my throat.
Let's see. So Arcane Strike is useful, but not one I'm going to go after. Where is it? Arcane Fury is the next one. We have one of these, which means we only need 20 to... oh, wait, cancel. We have one ranked 1, which means that that's equivalent to 3. So we only need 18 to fully rank it up. I'm going to go down here.
Feel like being able to pop in and out of those little wind-up toys of yours, free from most threats of real death. And now I am one of those toys.
Okay. So at this point, we've gotten all the arcane ones. Now we're just going to start working with backwards by the most expensive down to the least expensive. So I'll get all of the arcane barriers because we don't have any right now. We'll get all of the arcane graces because we don't have any right now. Okay. Now we're down to the 4s. We got all the 6s, so let's go to the 4s. We'll get Arcane Avenger, because we don't have any of those right now. And we've got enough Arcane Furies to work with. Arcane Rage, I'll get as many of those as we can get.
However,
we just spent all of that stuff that we've been collecting.
So we'll skip that part if it's all the same to you.
And we still have a bunch of Arcanes left to purchase. But most of them are a lot cheaper. So,
for the glory of the Orokin Empire that you overthrew, and in the name of the Golden Emperors who you killed, here.
Okay, so now we're going to exit the Sanctum Anatomica. And I'm going to rank those arcanes up.
Tenno, your codex has been updated with a new quest.
So, it's always best to do this by name, okay, so that they're grouped together so you don't miss something, okay. Just so happens we happen to have Arcane Avenger, we have 21. So we upgrade, yes, okay. Each ranking costs the rank +1 to upgrade. So in order to go to rank 2, we need 3 arcanes. In order to go to rank 3, we need 4 arcanes. In order to go to rank 5, we need 5 arcanes. And 4, you need 5 arcanes. And rank 5, we need 6 arcanes. And that is our 21 used up. And then we have a maxed out Arcane Avenger. Whenever we're damaged, okay, there's a 21% chance of a higher critical chance for 12 seconds. If you're doing something that can be damaged easily, like a health tank, this is a very good thing because you can get that critical chance fairly frequently. Arcane Barrier. Okay, this is when your shield is damaged, you have a chance of recovering it.
At my jokes. Did they adapt to my humor?
Notice, by the way, you could break this back down into 21 separate arcanes. Normally you don't. Okay, you don't want to do that, but it could be there. Arcane Barrier could be very useful. This one is useful for a shield tank. Okay, basically every time the shield is damaged, there's a 6% chance that you restore all your shields. Okay, that can be really useful for a shield tank. Okay, Arcane Energize. All right, Arcane Energize. We finished that one up. If you have a Warframe that is running low on energy all the time, at rank 3, okay, at rank 5, there's a 60% chance every time you pick up anything that gives you energy of getting an additional 150 energy to you and your allies. Very useful thing to have. This is why arcanes are so important. Arcane Fury is one of my favorites as I'm a melee tank most of the time. Basically at rank 5, you're going to get a lot more melee damage 60% of the time for 18 seconds every time you do a critical hit. If you've got a critical weapon, okay, melee weapon, you can keep this up all the time pretty much. Normally, and the reason we're doing this as part of the Blood of Perita thing is normally you get these one at a time by fighting Eidolons. One of the hardest things to do in the game. Not a lot of people are doing them, and certainly not at the rate we're going here. Arcane Grace is when you take health, you have a chance of increased health regeneration. I don't find this one all that useful. But having it there gives us options for builds. The more arcanes you have available for your builds, the more flexible your builds can be. You might find a use for it. Okay? Like, if there's something that triggers off of health regeneration, you could find this could increase your health regeneration, which could then increase something else. Okay. Arcane Nullifier. Alright, this one is one of my favorites on a lot of Warframes.
Tenno, there's a time-limited mission alert available. Check navigation.
Okay. Arcane Nullifier is one of my favorites because magnetic statuses are those things that you can get hit with when you go through lasers or by certain enemies that will disrupt your controls. Your heads-up display gets all scattered and you can't read what your health is or what your counts are or anything like that. And it becomes really problematic in that respect. So this is a much more useful thing on a lot of Warframes. We have... Oh, I need one more. Okay, so we are now at rank 5 with that. Arcane Rage, we don't have the full amount yet because we haven't fought all of it, but we'll upgrade it as much as we can. Alright, we don't have enough yet to do more. If you're good at making headshots, this can be really useful in that it can give you a chance of increasing damage on primary weapons. Okay, so it's a nice little thing if you're good at making headshots. Arcane Tempo. Why do I have 23? I don't know why I have 23. I must have bought extras that I didn't need. Okay, this is my fire rate to shotguns when we do a critical hit. Again, Archoplasmor has a lot of critical hits, so you can keep that up almost completely and get a much faster fire rate on the Archoplasmor by doing this. The sad part of that means that your reload speed is important. And we could probably, if we use this, okay, so notice we are fully ranked up and I have 2 extras. These can be dissolved in the Sanctum Anatomica for a thing called Phosphor. Phosphor allows us to buy up random arcanes from a variety of different places. I believe at this point I don't have anything else I can upgrade. Nope. So we have quite a few of these already upgraded. We're going to have a lot of these upgraded before we're done. And that is why we're doing the Blood of Perita. Now, we're doing Blood of Perita missions, but I'm not going to let us off the hook on everything else. I built a lot of things before we left. I haven't claimed most of them. I'm going to claim this cipher. I'm going to claim this Forma, and I'm going to start building another one. We have here... I'm going to claim this Squad Energy Restore, which should be enough for right now. I'm not going to build any more of those. We'll go back to this. Then I'll go back to the end progress. Okay. So I have one. I have Despair. I started that yesterday. Or no, Sunday, after doing one of the Blood of Perita missions. And Protector Stalker showed up and dropped the Despair blueprint. I said, oh, let's make another weapon. So we have weapons. We have Atomos, we have Despair, we have Fulmin, we have Queller. That's another one that I was able to build while we were away. So I have 4 weapons here. I have others that we claimed before I left, but have not ranked up. I'm going to claim all of these now. And I'm going to need more slots. And I'm going to need more slots twice.
The balance of power continues to shift. Navigation is marked with new invasions.
And I'm going to buy it. Okay. We also have a new companion, Death Cube. Death Cube is a offensive companion, robotic companion. I'm going to claim him. We're going to rank him up during all this. And then we have 1, 2 regular Warframes and 1, 2, 3 Prime Warframes. Okay. I, even on my main account, do not have Lavos or Protea in either Prime or regular form. Those are newer Warframes. I have not gotten them. I have played a bit with Gauss. Okay. Siren is very useful in a bunch of areas, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Valkyr and claim Valkyr. Notice we did not need a slot. The reason we did not need a slot is because while I was away, in addition to doing all of the other stuff that I did, we did some Nightwave ranking up, and that included a Warframe slot right there. Okay. So we got the Warframe slot. We got a bunch of other things. We have a Stance Former now. We have Necrophage Vigor. I'm almost done with the missions for this week. We have not yet done Steel Path, and I'm not going to do that this week. But killing enemies with a Necromech is certainly possible, and we probably will do that. We also might do this a run at the circuit, or we might do a Deviri session so that we can defeat the Aura Worm. That one I can do very easily, and the viral damage, I probably should mod something for that. See, where's my pet? There's my pet. You can approach the pet and just hit X. And you've interacted with your pet.
Hey, dreamers.
Really easy.
We are up and ready to party.
Okay. So, as you can see, we have... Oh, let's actually, before we do this, let's go to our operator. We're doing a lot of stuff here now. Okay? So our operator, well, actually, this is our drifter. We can switch back and forth between the operator and drifter, but we need to be the drifter whenever we go into the La Cathedral. Because the operator is just a kid. And those 3 are potential romance things, but we'll cover that later. Focus, we now have a lot more focus than we used to. I can unlock Yonaru finally. Yay, and I will do that. Oh, I have to hit the unlock button. Okay, so we've unlocked all the ways. I'm going to unlock Poise. Now, there are a number of really useful things in Yonaru. Okay. The one that is possibly the most useful is Last Gasp. Last Gasp, okay, which I'm going to unlock it, even though we won't be able to get it, is a way of reviving your Warframe. Okay. You've got 9 seconds to start with, okay, to kill 3 enemies with your operator. If you kill 3 enemies with your operator after you've been taken down, you revive by yourself. You don't need any help being revived. Okay? Doesn't cost you any affinity. It's a useful thing to have. Vengeance, okay, increases your damage when you do that. There's a bunch of other things here. If you notice, Caustic Strike is basically a bomb that you can do. You can make flares. You can, when you die as your operator, if you hit X for that 1 second after the operator is down, you can bring the Warframe to the operator's location instead of the other way around. There's just a lot of other things. This passive increases armor for both Warframe and operator, and this one also gains you some immunity to slow, stagger, and knockdown effects when you transfer back and forth. Really nice to have. I'm going to unlock your last gasp right now, and we'll leave that there. If you notice, we have one way bound. Even if I selected this, our operator health, remembers, and armor is increased by 200%. So that's a very useful thing, but I'm not going to make this the active school right now. Okay, let's look at the other schools. Vazarin, which is not our active school though, but has, because I think it's on our paracesis, it gets a lot of affinity from attacks. We have already unlocked Enduring Tides. I can spend the 600,000 for Rejuvenating Tides. I have 4 Brilliant Eidolon Shards. We're going to need more eventually. But once I get to 750,000, I can get a second Waybound unlocked in here. And that will be really nice. Operator health regeneration increased by 6 a second. Okay. Is just nice to have. Okay. All right, Zenurik. Zenurik has been our primary right now because it's not the only thing we don't have on a weapon or Warframe. Okay. It has Void Siphon, which is increasing operator energy regen, and Void Flow, which is increasing operator energy total. Okay. I'm going to take Void Siphon up a rank. Let's see. Inner Might could be very useful in certain cases. Wellspring allows us to basically, you go, if you're really short on energy, okay, you can use your first ability. As an operator, you hit 1, and it will create a well of energy, okay? All right, that you can then use to increase your energy, gain back energy at a certain rate. Hardened Wellspring, okay, will increase its duration and give it more ability strength. This is a really, really useful thing to have. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to take Wellspring. And I'm going to unlock Hardened Wellspring. And I'm going to say back and say yes. Alright. Naramon, which we haven't unlocked anything in. Other than the thing, we're going to unlock Power Spike. There's a bunch of different things here. Mind Step basically increases your movement spring. Far Sling increases your maximum Void Sling. You can go very far, very easily with Far Sling. Sling Stun basically means that when you go through somebody, okay, it covers a bigger area. When you normally when you hit somebody with a Void Sling, they're stunned a little bit, okay. Now it makes them vulnerable to finishers, okay, and they can take more finisher damage. When we do that, Killer's Rush basically lets you increase, once you've done a finisher, as an operator, You then switch back to your Warframe immediately, and you increase your melee critical chance by a certain amount for a period of time. So that could be, that switching back and forth can be very useful there. Void Levitation lifts things. It's kind of like Rhino's Stomp without the damage. Okay. Lethal Levitation, okay, is very much like Rhino's Stomp. Okay. So if you max these out and you use your, I think it's the first, your one, while Naramon is your active thing, you basically have a Rhino Stomp as the operator, which is really useful. But the key one here is Affinity Spike. Affinity Spike lets you get kills from melee attacks, granting more melee affinity. I'm going to get that one. I'm going to get the first one in that. Okay. I'm going to also leave it like that. Opening Slam is also, I don't know whether we'll ever get to a slam. Okay. But Amp Spike can be very, very useful. You can, when you transfer, if you've got an 8x combo multiplier, your amp damage increases by a certain amount per 10 seconds. Okay. So we will go back on that and say yes. All right. We're spending a whole lot here. Matter Eye here, we've already covered most of this here. Our Inner Gaze is the energy for amps and Void Beam. We really want to increase this so much as fast as we can. Same with Eternal Gaze. We want to increase that as fast as we can. I'm spending right now to increase that. And I don't have enough to do that one, so I'm going to do one on this. As soon as we can get these void bound, we want them. Okay. And I don't think I have enough to do anymore. There are some nice little other abilities here. Void Strike is kind of a problem there. Oh, I like power. I'll do this. We'll do power transfer. And I have just enough to put a point in it. So if this was our active school, we would be able to use a lot of other things. And that's pretty much where we're done. We're done with the operator right now, except... Do we have any arcanes? Nope, I don't have any operator arcanes. Do I have any amp arcanes? Nope. Oh, and I need to gild my amp before it can be used. So our amp has to be maxed out before I can gild it. Okay. Let's go to our arsenal. That's our next step. Okay. I'm going to switch us to Valkyr. Valkyr is a very, very useful and highly survivable Warframe. If we look at Valkyr's kit, okay, his passive is to accumulate range. Whenever he hits somebody with a melee weapon, it will increase the melee damage up to 300%. If you take a lot of damage, fatal damage, when the rage meter is above 150%, instead of dying, you consume the meter, preventing death and getting 5 seconds of invulnerability. You can basically survive a very long time just by having that passive. Number 1 is a rip line. Rip line, I don't really find all that useful. It can be useful. It basically brings you to somebody, if you hit an enemy with it, the most important thing with the rip line is to hit an enemy with it and it attracts enemies together in a group like that, which makes it easier for you to go and do a lot of melee damage to them in very, very quickly. Warcry, okay, bolsters armor and attack speed for allies. It's useful. that armor and attack speed can be really, really kind of nice, especially once it ranks up. Okay. Paralysis. Paralysis, which is the third, okay, um, does a whole bunch of damage, does some knockback, okay, um, and slows victims, okay, and it makes them more vulnerable to melee damage, okay. Um, and then finally, there's Hysteria. Hysteria is basically her claws, okay. Um, when you hit with it, you're stealing life with it. Okay. Um, this is an ongoing thing. It does not have a duration. It has a drain per second. Okay. Um, and so you can gain a lot of health, and you can also gain additional balance and armor from the war cry. Okay, so your armor increase is multiplied by 3 during Hysteria. Okay, so you want to get the cost of this way down. Okay, so there's a couple of things to look at here. All right, so the first thing is, what does strength do for this? Strength, okay, will increase the damage we do, will increase the lifesteal we do on that, will increase the damage, the knockback strength, the damage vulnerability, the speed decrease on that. Very, very useful to get strength on this Warframe, okay. You want as much strength as you can. Next up is streamline efficiency. Efficiency will make a huge difference on how long you can keep the Hysteria up, and obviously how much all of the other things cost. Okay, so that's another useful thing to have. Stretch range. Excuse me for just a moment. All right, sorry about that. So stretch, increasing the ability range. What does that do? Nothing for Hysteria. A little bit of a higher radius on paralysis. Nothing for Warcry. And it does give you more range and radius. So the only real benefit of range is it can gather more enemies into from a further distance. Okay. And it can give you a longer rip line if you want to get someplace fast. Not as important as strength or efficiency. Okay. And then last but not least, we have duration. Where's my continuity at? I should have a continuity up here. 9, or is it 7? Maybe it's 7. There's continuity. So this is my duration. Basic duration. Okay. We'll start with again and here. Hysteria now becomes cheaper. Okay. So efficiency and duration work together. If we combine those, okay, we do streamline and continuity, we've now got it down to almost half of the cost to get per second. Okay. So it helps a lot in the duration. If you look at that again here, it's normally 5. Okay, so it'll last twice as long if you have the duration and streamlining. Okay. It does increase the duration of paralysis. It does increase the duration of Warcry. Okay, and it does increase the combo window. Now the combo window is not very well documented here. Okay. But it basically means that once you've done the rip line and collected those foes together, you have a somewhat longer combo window to get together and do all of your attacks. So it's useful to have duration. So we're looking at strength, efficiency, and duration, not so much on speed. Okay. Now, we have a lot of options for all of that. All right. Blind Rage reduces our efficiency, but gives us a lot of strength. Okay. All right. So we might be better off putting that on and Streamline. Where's our Streamline? Oh, before I go too far with this, let's put we happen to have an Orkin Catalyst. Orkin Reactor. I'm going to install that on here. Okay. So we've got our Blind Rage, and we can put our Streamline on here. Okay. And now we look at this, and it is, the drain is still a little bit higher. Okay. But it's, everything else is a lot stronger. Okay. If you look at the armor increase, 43% versus like 15%. Our damage increase for Ripline is greater. Okay. So we have a bunch of options for that. Okay. Another possibility here, we're going to put Intensify on, definitely. We want to have that. All right. I could put Umbral Intensify, but it's not as good as regular Intensify. I could put... oh, I absolutely want to put Flow on here to give us more energy, because the more energy we have, the better we are. Okay. We have a lot of ranking up to do here. So I'm not going to worry about a lot of this. So where's our continuity? There's our continuity. Put that on there. Okay. And then we have 4 left to start this whole process. Oh, we need an aura. I didn't even think of that. Aura. That'll give us more. We have a couple of choices now. This is one of this. We could put melee guidance on here. Okay. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put Dreamer's Bond on there because it's a universal one. Okay. So now we have more spaces too. Okay. So we've got continuity on there now. I could put adaptation to get some resistance for that. I could put preparation to increase that. But I think if we go with Augur Message, we now are down to 3.57 drain per second on that. And I have 11 left. There's a lot of different ways we could go here. I think, though, the way to go for this... Oh, wait a minute. Look at the... Armor and health. No, I don't want more armor and health. I think we want some shield, maybe. Now, notice Prime Flow is sitting here. We could, okay, start ranking this up to replace Flow at some point. Okay. 5, it's going to cost the same amount here. Okay. But it's only going to have 100. It's going to have just a tiny bit more energy than Flow. I think it might actually be the same. Okay. If I had a legendary core, I would rank this up fully, because it's kind of a useful thing. I did buy this from Barakatir. It's the only thing I managed to buy from him, because I just didn't have the time to do all of that stuff. We have some of the Vigilante mods here. No, I think my other 11... Oops. Oh, I'm just short of being able to put my Prime Redirection on there. We'll put our regular redirection on there for right now. And that leaves us with 3. And honestly, there's not a lot we can do with 3. We've got some aura stuff. What's reflection? No. Firewalker, Ice Spring. I think we'll put a vitality on there. Give him just a little bit of health. Okay, and in addition to that, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to put Arcane Nullifier.
Tenno, a new alert has begun. It will be marked on navigation.
And I have one more Arcane slot. Now, what would be very useful for this, okay, would be the shield damage would be nice. The Arcane Energize would probably be the best choice here. Okay, because we're going to be going through energy like mad. The other possibility would be Arcane Grace, but I don't think we're going to need it. I think we're going to use Arcane Energize on this one and see what we need. Okay, so I have an unranked Valkyr whose only ability right now is Ripline. Okay, and obviously melee weapons. Okay, so I've got an unranked Valkyr. And we're going to add to that whole confusion by swapping out for Death Cube. Now, Death Cube.
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return covered in blood. Safe and sound.
Obviously, we want to replace the less useful vacuum with the full vacuum. Okay. And we want to put Animal Instinct so we have some loot radar. Okay. Now we have a better assault mode, which I'm going to do to increase it. I have a slightly better Guardian, but that's not what we want to do here. Death Cube, Vaporize. That's what we want to put in here. Every 10 seconds, the Sentinel will stun and inflict 150 damage to an enemy within 5 meters. The stunning is very useful damage then, dealt affected by Sentinel weapon mods. There we go. So we have almost done all that we can here, unfortunately. The best thing we can do in addition to this is put either an unranked Guardian. That's not a bad thing because we have a low shield. Let's put that on there. Okay. And we can start ranking this one up. So I'm going to go back here. Death Cube comes with a new weapon. We want to put that on there. That's the Death Machine Rifle. Okay. And we're going to upgrade that. Now, this one has some, we have some new mods to rifles. We have Wildfire, which gives us heat and magazine capacity. We have Continuous Misery, that was that. But we have all of the usual suspects here. Now, no, very low critical chance and very low status. It's basically whatever mods we stick on it is going to be our best choice. Okay. So we do want a, where's my Serration? There it is. I'm going to put a Serration on there just to increase its damage. And then I'm going to throw on, we've got 11. Yeah. I think I'll throw on some Toxin. And that leaves us with 4 more to put on here. Let's see, 100 munitions. Nope. Nope. Bane Cranier, Bane Corpus. Bane Corpus might not be bad. Point Strike, no. Magazine, Hunter Track. Piercing hit. We could add some puncture, but we have a very low puncture right now. This is more of a slash weapon, so I could put serration on there to increase that. So we're not doing a lot of damage, if you can see, with it. But its fire rate is 8 per second, and it's got that additional thing of every 10 seconds it's doing stuff. And the key thing here is we're ranking these up. Okay? So now the Grimoire. We have the Atamos, we have Despair. I think I might rank up Despair first. Equip that. Despair is not got a great critical chance or status, but it's not bad for secondary. The key thing is that it's silent. This may replace our kunai that we've been using on our stealth frames. Now, obviously, we want to give it more damage. Okay, put the Hornet Strike on there. I'm not as concerned with critical chances or the like. What I will do is put on our Jolt. And just to get that, I'll give it the Augur Pact to give it even more damage. We're doing more damage with this. I like that. Ooh. Now, instead of Jolt, I may put on this. Now, this gives me radiation directly. We got this from the old piece. It was one of the things we picked up during the old piece. I'm pretty sure it was the old piece. No, the old piece is... it's either the old piece or we picked it up from Whispers in the Walls. The latest quests have mods for already combined damage, okay, which can be very useful. So Despair is now doing radiation damage. And it has a 40% extra fire rate, which is probably more useful than the status increase that it got. But you never can tell. We have 4 more, so let's go down to where the 4s are. Here we go. We got an Augur Pact. Oh, we've already got Augur Pact on there. Not a lot of really good choices for us here. I could put on add some puncture to it. That's always a good thing. And you know, since I don't have any of these that are ranked up all, I'm going to do 2. There we go. So that's Despair. All right. I'm going to leave the Paracesis alone. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weapons to rank up. Okay. But if I'm going to get rid of the Archiplasmor, which I am, for one of these 4 weapons, okay, I need to have the Paracesis in order for us to be able to still attack things. Now, I'm going to start with the Fulmin. Okay, the Fulmin is a very, very nice little weapon. Okay, if we look at it, it has a unique trait. It has an alt fire mode that switches between semi and auto firing modes. Semi mode does impact status at close range. Okay, which is its normal mode. All right. Switch speed is doubled when wielded by Wisp. Auto mode, okay. If you look at auto mode, it's still doing electricity. It does puncture damage instead of impact damage. That's the main difference. It does less damage in auto mode than it does in semi mode. But Okay. You notice 28 and 10. The critical chance is almost the same. This has got a 30% critical chance. Really high critical chance for a default. Okay. And this has a higher, so that's got a fire rate of 2.17. This is a fire rate that's almost 4 times higher. Okay. I don't know if auto mode is worth it, to be honest. Okay. But it's silent too. Okay, which is a really nice thing about it. All right. So one of the things I'm going to do here is we have no polarities on this whatsoever. Okay. So what I'm going to basically do is we can't even put on our full point strike with our full serration. I do have a lesser serration, and I will put point strike on with that. Okay, so we've got a 75% chance of doing a critical with a decent amount of damage with this thing to start with. And once it's ranked up, it will be worth more. I'm not certain if it's worth putting the Orokin Catalyst on here or waiting until we get Fullman Prime, which I think is available currently. I'm not certain of that. I'd have to go check. So I'm not going to put a catalyst on that weapon right now. I'm leaving the Paracesis alone. Notice we do not have the lenses on any of these because we can't put them on there. Okay, so I could switch from Zenuric to something else. I'm not going to, because these are all going to rank up very quickly. All right. So you notice we've got all 3 of them again. These come back basically every half hour. A new mission appears. Okay. So we finished the first 3 around 7 o'clock. It's now 8:11. And all 3 have basically renewed. So we're going to go ahead and do all of this stuff. Actually, the last thing I think I'm going to do is look at my Paracesis. I have electricity on it right now with the Voltaic Strike. I don't think I can get viral on it unless I take away some status and put, let's see, what would be viral with that? I think I need Toxin, which would be Virulent Scourge. If I put Virulent Scourge on here, nope, that's corrosive. And I've lost some melee prowess on there, but we have options. I know it's viral. Is it viral and heat? Nope, it's not viral and heat. It must be viral and cold. There's the viral. Okay. So I've got less status though, because I don't have that on there. I don't think I have a melee cold status. Let me just double check. Nope, we don't. So we're losing some status chance, but we're gaining some viral in place of the prior setup. Okay. And we're doing a little bit more damage in the process. That's our main thing. Okay. So I'm going to go back. I don't have any compatible arcanes on this yet. Okay. So now, wait, see, was any one other thing here? Nope. That's pretty much it. All right. All right, so the first thing to be aware of here is that all three of these are somewhat problematic for starting it. I'm going to start with the survival, and then we'll go into the defense. So let's go to the survival real quick. And the reason we're keeping that paracesis is we really want melee in this mission.
Keep the enemy busy while a fellow Tenno
Until we
operative
rank
loads
up
ship for
the rest
supplies.
of our stuff.
Ready? Trigger the alarm. Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on.
All right.
I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Our rage meter is slowly starting to go up. We want that over 150 as fast as we can. Because once it's over 150, we're golden. All right. There we go. Now we're pretty good. And you can see we are ranking things up like mad. All right, our war cry has been up, and that helps us immensely. We're at maxed out
I've delivered a life support
rank,
capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
but we gotta keep it up. All right, where are they at? Oh, here's somebody. So you can see how fast we're ranking things up here. I mean, this is like almost ridiculous. We're barely 2 minutes into this, and we have ranked up a drastic amount.
Get ready for a capsule.
And you can see we're doing viral damage. We're taking some damage here, you might notice.
Another life support
But that's
capsule.
okay because we're over that 300, that 150 threshold on the rage meter right now. Uh-oh. We've run out of enemies here. We have to go back in this room. start killing things, hopefully. I think we gotta go this way. No, we've been that way. It must be this way. To the... Okay. It's gotta be this way. Ah, it's this way. This is the way we want to go.
Extraction is available if you need it.
Okay, let's go to extraction.
Critical life support levels. Extraction is your best option.
Oh, nobody, even up. All right.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
So, we have ranked this up to rank 10, which means that now we have access to the Valkyr Talons. Valkyr Talons is our 4. It's our weapon, and it's a very, very powerful weapon. Almost as powerful as the Paracesis, if not more so. It has Hysteria as a stance. We do a lot of damage with this. When we do this, we are just massively fast with it. So, look at that critical chance. That is 50%. When we're using this weapon, we are criticaling like mad. Okay? And we're doing it fast. We're already on 1.5. We can make that even faster if we wanted to. Okay? And because it's a exalted weapon, we already start with a huge capacity and a bunch of polarities on it. So the first thing we're going to do here is, obviously, we have a choice between sacrificial pressure, which is 70%, and pressure point, which is 120%. I'm going to put that one on there right now. Obviously, we want the critical increase, which is True Steel. True Steel here is 120% critical chance. Sacrificial Steel is the same, but it also gives us extra damage for sentience. At some point when these are ranked up to maximum, these two will be much better, because also when they combine together, they get bonuses. Right now, however, True Steel is our better choice. Oops, not Fury. True Steel, there it is. Okay. Notice we have 2 dash polarities here. Okay. Dash polarities give us a bunch of different things that we can do here. We can increase our slash and our status chance. Status chance is not all that much. We can increase our combo duration. If we are doing fast attacks with a combo duration, we can get a massive amount of stuff here. But the things I'm going to put on here is we're going to put on here stuff that does damage, because that's really our best choices in this. Now I could put on here heat and radiation, which is not bad, or gas, or corrosive. I like corrosive because I can get rid of armor. Okay. Do I have a good cold one in here? I don't think I do. All right. So right now we're already doing 11,000 on this. This is not, and then we've not even come close to maxing out stuff here. Okay. So now let's go back here and look what we have available to it. Well, I might as well put on North Wind and Molten Impact too. Okay. So we're doing Corrosive and Blast whenever we're doing this. All right. And then on top of that, I can put another one that is an 8. I can't quite fit Organ Shatter on there. Is it worth it for me? Ooh, that's a kind of a nice thing. Quickening would be nice. We have 8. What does 8 give us? Melee prowess? No. Oh, I can replace some of this stuff with other things. So if I put Molten Impact here, and I take off 75 and 90, these are both 60. But I could take off the Fever Strike and put on Violent Scourge. That will leave us with 11, and that would let us put on Organ Shatter right now. Okay. All right. So we're doing 18,000. We're doing 110% critical chance, which means every hit will be at least a yellow critical, and it can get higher. If we do things right, I could increase the critical. If we look at the critical here, I could increase the, no, I don't think I have anything else that increases critical chance, other than Sacrificial Steel, which would replace the True Steel. And you know, there's little disadvantage to doing that right now because we have the 2 spaces. Okay. So we've got a 110%, 3.8 damage on that. Little extra thing, we've got more damage in every respect. We're doing viral and radiation with this, which is perfect for getting that particular thing done. The only downside to this is it's going to use up our energy while we're using it. Notice our heavy attack does more damage. 9,000 damage when we are doing a heavy attack. So heavy attacks are not a bad thing. I'm going to hit back. I don't think we can put anything more on Valkyr. Nope, I only have 1 space left. Fulmin, however, we have 2 spaces left, which I could put something worth 2 on here if there's anything even remotely usable out of 2. Overview, Hush. Fast hands for some reload speed, maybe? More ammo? No, I don't really have much to do with this. Yeah, we'll put fast hands on here for right now. Despair is probably about the same. I don't even have that. and obviously we're doing paracesis still until we get ranked up higher and can do a lot more Valkyr Talons. Okay, and see how long it lasts. Right now, the duration on it
All set.
is
Service your weapons myself.
based on 3.57 per second. So we're talking 35 for every 10 seconds. So if we have maxed out energy, which is at 230, you can go for about 30 seconds with this.
New alert marked on navigation, Tenno.
Arcane energies might let us do more because of the way it works. So we'll see how all of that works as we go. We're ready to do a more in-depth thing. I'm gonna go for that defense mission next. Okay, mobile defense, not too bad. The interception is going to be very hard until we've ranked up, but mobile defense will help us rank up even further. So let's go do that.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
There we go.
We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare. Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Alright, let's see how our talons work.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
Oh, nobody even grabbed it. Alright, where are we going? Where's the next one? This way. Everybody ran for it and nobody grabbed the actual thing we needed.
Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
We are getting a lot of energy And I am not even close to running low. And we barely started ranking this Warframe up.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. Area completed. Move on. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Not all that great with nullifiers. Or gotta avoid the nullifiers. Is a tough thing to do.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
Wow. That's pretty good. I never ran out of energy with this.
If it's useful, do it.
Another job well executed.
Okay. So now the real challenge for Valkyr will be that interception mission. Valkyr's now ranked 20, which means we can put another mod on them.
Saddle up.
We have plenty of health. I'm going to take this vitality off. Okay. I'm going to stick the primary direction on in place of the regular redirection. Give us a little bit more shield. Okay, because that's useful. And then, what can I throw in here that will give me more duration or strength? So duration would be we've already got Augur message on here. Anything else that would give us that? I can put Nira's hatred on here. I've never used that before, but it might be useful here. Melee guidance. No. Mobilize. We've already got Augur Message. The only thing I could possibly really do here would be Nira's Hatred.
Tenno, the balance of
And
power
I can only rank
continues
it up
to shift.
3.
Navigation is marked with new invasions.
So if I wanted to, I could put this Nira's Hatred here. Okay. That would let us reduce the drain a little bit on this. Okay. And it would give us some extra health. Give us more health than the previous thing did. Okay. So that would be one option. What about strength? If I had the Exilus Warframe adapter on here, I could put Power Drift on here later, but I don't think I want to do that right now. And I could do a Mars Hatred instead of Nira's Hatred on here. But I don't think that's going to be much use compared to there. What about efficiency? Increasing ability efficiency might be useful. We've already got Streamline on here. Quick. No, don't think I see anything else that would be better right now. Increasing blind range could help. It would cost us more in terms of efficiency, but it would increase our strength. I'm not going to do that right now. The Fulmin. We now have 5. Actually, we have 7 that I could throw onto this Fulmin. I could put some toxin on there, or some electricity on there, or some heat. I could also increase the fire rate. That would be possible. Or I could put just a better serration on there and do more damage. I have the space. Let's go ahead and do that. Increase the damage some more. And then that leaves me with a 3. There's not a lot. I can put one there with a 3. We're back to, I think it was Fast Hands. There we go. All right. This would be a much better weapon if I put a reactor on it. I could put a lot into this with that. Despair upgrade. That one I have 5. I can make it 9 and put something nice on here. We took away some of the puncture damage, but I can put now on here %, which would be better than any of these. I could put a jolt on there easily enough. Or I could put barrel diffusion on here with a couple of spots of multi-shot. Let's see, what would that be if I put 3 in here? Now we're doing more damage with that one instead of less. We are doing a little less puncture damage, but we're doing more overall damage by about a certain amount. If I put the jolt on here instead, our status chance goes up, but not much more effective. If I put the heated charge, let's try that one. I could add heat to it, which again is not the barrel diffusion. The multi-shot is actually the best choice here on this one. In terms of damage, I'm going to leave Paracesis alone. Valkyrie Challenge is almost maxed out. We have 14 more that we can throw on here. And is there any more way to get any more critical? More critical damage. We've got our sacrificial steel on there already. Oh, yes, of course. We're going to put Gladiator Rush on here. What that's going to do is that's going to increase our combo duration. And for each combo multiplier we have, we're going to increase our critical chance by 10%. And that's going to work out to be a lot more critical over time. We actually have room, if we wanted to put an Exilus weapon adapter in here, to come over here and put on one of these 4. But I don't see any of these. Oh, the Tenekai could be of use. Okay. All right, so Valkyr, we're ready to go with our last of those 3 things. And we'll see how well Valkyr handles a interception mission. This is the hardest of the 3 of the types of Blood and Paradigm missions. It can be very, very tough. But he's going to get a lot. We're going to max him out. Or her out. Valkyr's a female, I forgot.
Nearby communications towers are broadcasting crucial enemy intelligence. Capture the towers and decode any incoming messages.
Okay, I'm taking one of the tougher towers to boot. D is the toughest tower. B is not as... Where are the others? Oh, they're the others. Somebody's going to C. Somebody should go to A. Here we go. I got somebody going to A right now. Alrighty.
You have captured a radio tower. We have lost control of a tower.
Got to get that karma multiplier up to 150. There we go. Now we're safe. For now, anyway. Alrighty. And we've got our maxed out energy, so here we go. 2.
We are dominating. Keep it up.
Where is that?
The enemy have captured a tower. Tower lost.
All right, B seems to be okay for right now. Let's go help him in the B. And I will point out that we are doing really well with an almost completely new Warframe here.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it. Tower online. We are in total control. Keep fighting.
Man, he moves really quick.
We have decoded the message. The remaining enemies must not report back to their command. Eliminate everyone.
With hysteria. Oh, we have no problem with energy right now.
I have detected another message incoming. Capture and decode the signal.
We haven't really used.
This tower is ours now.
Are we ready? Let's go through this. Boy, I can't aim very well with this.
The enemy have captured a tower.
Where's Crow?
We have lost control of a tower. Tower captured. Beginning stream decode now.
All right, where are you, you Jade Exodus?
We have control of all 4 towers. Tower lost.
And this is why we have Valkyr, and I chose him first. Or her, again.
We are dominating. Keep it up.
It's very hard to keep up with the speed of that, I will just say. I've used Valkyr before, but not quite at that speed. Holy smokes.
We have lost control of a tower.
Which one did we lose? A?
Tower lost.
Oh, I gotta go back for B. You take care of A.
Message decoded. Leave none alive. Clear out the remaining enemy forces. Good work today. Not only have we decoded the enemy transmissions.
There we go. We've
also
max
disrupted
ranked
their
everything
communications.
in doing 3 missions of Blood of Perry. And Valkyr is indeed very strong in all of those missions. So I'm very happy we did Valkyr tonight. That's probably the only one I'm going to work on tonight. But we will finish maxing her out a bit. Okay. So,
Ready to kick bottom.
as you can see, we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And every mod that we have on her right now would be very good. We can give her more things, though, if I put an Exilus Warframe adapter on here. And do I want to spend that on this right now? No, I'm not going to spend it right now because there are ways we could get it. Nearest Hatred is giving us some useful stuff, but we really don't need it. So what else do we want that we could use? Well, Preparation would start off the maximum energy, but with Arcane Energize, we really don't need it. Adaptation would reduce the amount of damage we take. So I think I'm going to put that one there right now. Okay. It decreases our duration by 10%, which is not significant. Okay. But it gives us the chance of being even more survival related than we were. If we go back and look at the Valkyr Talons, I think there's not much we can do because we've mostly maxed this out. Again, we could put an Exilus weapon adapter. Oh, I have one for this, and I will. Okay. And from here, I can put on Mentor's Legacy. Mentor's Legacy lets us do Tenokai, which means we can do faster heavy attacks without a cost to our combo counters.
You may derive sustenance
and
from
that can be
mineral
very
dense
useful.
termite droppings, which the Austrons call Ito Da. You may also never form a consonant again, but at least you will not be dead.
Yeah, these 3 are blocking. If I could find a better one, I would use it. But the Tenokai could be useful. Basically, what that means is your cursor may occasionally change. There's a 15% chance every time we do a hit that your cursor could change to a a different sort of shape. And if you do a heavy attack at that point, your combo counter will not drop. Okay. And obviously we can do quite a lot of damage with that. It would be very useful in boss battles in particular. So go back. Despair is at max rank. We're going to upgrade that. We could probably put more into this.
There's a time-limited mission alert available. Check navigation.
We might have another one of those missions. And Fullman. Fullman is maxed out for now. We will come back to this later when I decide whether or not I want to put an working catalyst in here. Because if Fullman Prime is out, I'd rather put the catalyst into that than I'd rather put into Fullman. I have to go look at that up. I don't remember if it is or is not. But we do have enough to put some heat on here, I think. Which gives it some radiation because we start with electricity. Maybe we'll stick with, let's see, the toxin. I'd rather have corrosive on there, I think. Look at that. That's a significant increase in the damage. Some increase in status, but it's pretty useful right now. So there's the Fullman. If that was another one of those missions, we're going to probably keep Valkyr for right now, and I'm going to upgrade. Oh, sorry, I'm going to swap to another one of these weapons. Now, the Volkar is a long-range weapon. Okay. All right. And you can see that it has decent critical chance, decent status, better status than critical. I can put Serration on here, and I'll throw on here some Toxin. And that's it for the right now. And then for Despair, well, actually, Valkyr, this might be a good one for us to swap out all the weapons on and use new weapons. Orthos Prime is sitting here. That's a very good weapon. Okay. So we've got some good weapons ready to go. That we haven't done anything with. Look at all these melee weapons we've got to rank up. So Valkyr is perfect for that because Valkyr, we can start off with the unranked weapon and go right into Valkyr Talons and not have to worry about it, and these will just rank up. Okay, so I'm going to upgrade Orthos Prime. We're going to give it a stance. Currently, the only stance we have for this polearm is Shimmering Light, and it has to be ranked up, which we will. And we'll stick that up there. Then, it's this pressure point will give us more damage for the time. Notice it's a high status weapon, so status things are very good on it. So let's look at our status options. Voltaic Strike and Virulent Scourge will increase our status considerably. And I could even increase it more. I wonder what would happen if I did that. That gives us 111 chance of a status thing. Orthos Prime with status is huge. Okay. Or I could go and do this one instead. Oh, because I don't have the capacity for Carnus Mandible. I'll put that on later. All right. So we've got Corrosive and Slash going on right now. And on this one, that's fine. Despair can be swapped out for the one remaining secondary that we have, which is Atomos. Now, Atomos Atomos is a status weapon with heat, but it's a held beam. Okay. So
the balance of power continues to shift. Navigation is marked with new invasions.
So we can go in here, we can do that, and if I put into it some deep freeze, shall we say, we've now got blast applying with the Atomos, okay, as a beam weapon. Now we also have 5 more spaces, so ooh, wait a minute, what do we got at status wise? The only other thing I could put on here would be this, which would increase our status chance, but we can't afford it yet. So instead, I'm going to put in something that costs 5. I believe I have a cheap auger pact here to just increase the damage bit. All right. And again, I'm just ranking these up right now. Later, I'm going to go back to them. We're going to look at them. We're going to fully explore all of these weapons at some point. But right now, just with those alerts going on, the alerts are the ideal chance not only to rank up Warframes, but to rank up weapons, to rank up to get money. Look at that. We've got 3 million right now. And that's just from a few days of doing this. Okay. So there's a huge amount of profit and potential in doing all of this. So we've got one more bullet of Perita. We just happened to get to there. It's a little past 9, so this is going to be the last thing I do tonight. And it's an exterminate mission, so it's a very, very simple mission for us to do. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now, I am probably not going to stream it all tomorrow, but Thursday and Friday, and Saturday maybe even, I may be doing quite a lot of streaming, just doing this kind of stuff. We'll rank up all those other Warframes.
You aren't the first ones here. I'm detecting multiple enemy signatures, and they're all under the control of the tower. Eliminate the threat. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Where are enemies? I can't find any enemies.
Keep fighting. As long as the enemy is here,
They
this
have to
tower
be
is
exist
useless
somewhere.
to
They're
us.
over this way. Okay. Must be this way. Where am I going? I'm going up. And we're going down.
on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
This is the Volt Guard, by the way. It's a sniper rifle, remember?
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Now you may notice there's no focus there. You may notice there's no standing there. We did 4 of those missions. 4. That's it. We've done 4 of those missions. We maxed out our standing. In fact, I actually have to use some of it so that we don't run out next time. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to view the offerings.
What are you curious about?
We're going to not sort by name, but sort by default here so that we have them in the right order. Okay. And at this point, I have enough to get here. I don't actually... Do we have any Valkyr mods here? I don't know. Ureli, Zaku, V. I don't remember if I have any Valkyr. Here. Nope, not here. What about here?
What can we do to help your journey?
Nope. Valkyr mods, unfortunately, are not part of the 2 things that we have access to right now. The parent sequence, actually, it'll probably be Steel and Meridian is what we want to go to next. Eventually,
a lot of innocent people, Tenno. What do you care?
if we go up here and type Valkyr, oh, nope, that's not it. What about Red Veil?
An enemy in any form is still a target.
Really? Are you
These
telling me
are
that
our best
only...
deals.
Okay, there's our Valkyr. So, Enraged increases damage and critical chance drastically, but it only lasts for 15 seconds and you have a cooldown. I don't like that one that much. I don't think I've ever used any of these. Hysterical Assault, when you, which is basically a jump onto something in order to get, I don't like that one again either. Prolonged Paralysis, that's an augment for the paralysis, which we haven't used much. But that pull towards Valkyr, that could be very useful. Okay. And then Eternal War means basically every time you go, oh, now that one. Wow. So Eternal War could be a very, very useful augment. But, and there's this one, what is, wait a minute. There's 5 of them? No, I don't think that one would be very useful. It's one of these might be only a, only useful in, Conclave, because normally there's only 4. However, we have to go to parent sequence to get that, and that's like our last choice. So Valkyr may not be operating with mods, very augment mods, but honestly, Valkyr doesn't really need them. Okay, Valkyr's a very, very strong Warframe. Okay, so we're going to come back over here. We're going to go back to this, and we're just going to go down the line and continue to purchase things. So we're going to purchase that one.
I'm curious.
And we're going to purchase this one.
I see.
And I like to keep enough to get 2, if we can. So I'm going to keep that at 58. And it just so happens we have enough to get to right now for Cephalon, for Arbiters of Hexus as well. So we'll eventually be getting all of the mods from here, and then switching probably to Steel Meridian next. And then at that point, once those are all done, we will probably switch to New Loka, which will also get us current sequence. And then we'll just keep rotating. New Loka is opposed to Steel Meridian, but not to Red Veil. Okay. So what'll happen is Steel Meridian is going to be a balancing act. Steel Meridian isn't opposed to either of these two, so they'll stay at max as long as we're in Steel Meridian, and we can switch back to them. But in order to switch back to them, we have to use Cephalon Suda, who is not the enemy of Red Veil, and it'll be a balancing act between these two. Okay, while we're working on this, if we get something new here that we need. And then it'll be the same balancing act with New Loka. We'll want to keep, as we rank up New Loka, we'll want to also be working on Red Veil. We'll be switching back and forth between these two to keep Steel Meridian up and to rank up the current sequence at the same time. But that's way down the line. If we go to our operator, you will notice we still have daily focus cap. Why? Oh, you know what happened? We didn't take a single focus orb in that mission. That's why we got no focus. That explains it. Okay. So let's go back to navigation as our final thing. We're going to go to Deimos. Going to the Sanctum Anatomica. And we're going to go to La Cathédrale. We're going back to Ruth for two things.
Excitement to learn this place had a butler, only to be matched by my dismay when I discovered it was Lloyd.
Ruth does not like Lloyd that much.
During the Old War, we once more found a need in the Orokin Empire to distinguish between foot soldiers.
So we can now buy this for the Argon crystals. They're going to decay anyway over the next 2 days, so we might as well use them
Try not to wear it out.
as our honoria. Okay, and we have 80 marks of valiance right now, I believe 81. Okay, which will allow us. We have Arcane Fury maxed out. We do not have Arcane Rage maxed out. We will need 4 plus 5 plus 6, which is 15 more of them. We have 2 unranked ones, so we need 13 more of these. Okay, so we're going to go up here and say 13. Purchase. Okay. And then Arcane Arachne, we already have one. We'll max it out because we can't afford all of them right now.
Dallas was surprised when this went awry.
The reason I'm doing it from the highest to the lowest is by getting the highest first. These are the other ones are easier to get. The odds are very good we're going to get them all before the end of the time. Anyway. But just so we have the option of doing it. And then we're going to get all the lenses we can. And we're also going to buy where is it? The Stance Swarma and the Basmu blueprint. and the Seti Lacera
It is
blueprint.
tradition for you to be draped in silk when you
And then
receive
it's
these.
all
However, I believe you murdered the last Orokin who tried that. So we'll skip that.
a simulacrum. I like that one. We'll take that when we get a chance. So there's a bunch of other things we can get here. We'll probably get as much of this as we can in the time that we can.
Now that you've had all you... Don't leave me with them. I might actually go mad.
Alrighty. Now, when I stream on Thursday and Friday in particular, I will probably be doing it in spurts. A couple of hours of streaming and then a couple of hours not, because what I'll be doing is I'll also be switching to my main account and doing much the same thing. The main account is actually further ahead in the process of doing all these missions. And I'm also doing missions in the Hex for it right now. But we'll also be doing things like, I think we might rank up. I'm not certain. We'll probably finish working on melee weapons on Thursday and not work on these other Warframes. Although, let's see, where are we at in terms of my profile? 17,000. So we could probably just rank up through Warframes and be at 13. And we do want to do that. Oh, can we change our honoria? I'm going to take Champion of the Lotus right now as a title. So now we are listed as Champion of the Lotus. So once we get to rank 13... oh, my feet are hurting. Sorry. Once we get to rank 13... I wonder if it'll actually let me do that. MR13. Nope, it won't let me do that. Well, we have certain things. This one requires mastery rank 14, but Shadoo here can be done with mastery rank 13, and we will. And there's also another one here, Compressor Prime. We're not there yet. We need a receiver still for that one. Somewhere. The Xyloc Prime we have complete. I don't know if we actually had this Shadoo complete. No, we don't have the Shadoo at all. But the Xyloc Prime is master rank 13. We'll want to build that as soon as we get there. The real goal is 14. Because 14 will get us a lot of really good stuff. Gunson Prime. We are just a few Mortisehorn. I forget. We have to do some fishing to build this particular weapon for the Verdalac. At master rank 13, so we'll probably do that. And let's see, do I have any no, we need to do some relic farming. We're getting more relics, but you notice we're very short on them. We've used up a lot of what we have. Okay, so I'm going to need to do more relic hunting. You're not getting relics from these Blood of Perita missions, because even though we're in the void, because they are special missions. They don't have the normal drop chances. So, we will see what we can do. Anyway, that's enough for tonight, and I will see you again on Thursday. This is Steve, your grumpy old Warframe, signing off.